Nepotism. That thing where someone gets a job just because they have the right last name. You've probably seen it before, maybe at work, in Hollywood, or if your little cousin became the manager at your family's restaurant, even though he still can't make toast without burning it. But what if I told you that nepotism might actually be a good thing? Now, I know that sounds about as believable as a billionaire saying, I started with nothing, just a small loan of $1 million, but stick with me. This is one of the reasons why I believe that nepotism is a good thing. For one, nepotism helps maintain trust and stability. Now, imagine building a billion-dollar business only to hand it over to a random outsider who may or may not turn it into a dumpster fire. Yeah, no thanks. That's why so many businesses stay within the family. For instance, take the Waltons, the Walmart family. The company is still largely controlled by them because, they like making billions of dollars. Also, there's trust. Family members tend to share the same values, or at the very least, the same fear of disappointing grandma. Now, if you will look at the Rothschild family, they've been banking for over 200 years, and they've kept their empire within the family. You think they'd let some random guy handle their fortune? Absolutely not. Because in banking, one bad decision and suddenly you're the guy who accidentally funded a llama farm instead of a hedge fund. So yeah, when it comes to long-term stability, nepotism isn't just good, it's practically risk management. Now, another reason why I believe that nepotism can be a good thing is because it encourages mentorship and skill development. Let's say when a family member hires their kid, it's not just because they share DNA. Often it's because the kid has been getting an unofficial internship since birth. Now, take Mukesh Ambani. I'm sure I butchered that name, but he's the chairman of Reliance Industries. His father built the company from scratch, but Mukesh wasn't just handed the keys to the empire. He spent years training and learning. Now, Reliance is bigger than ever, and Mukesh isn't just some guy with connections. He's a powerhouse within his own right. Now, compare that to some companies that don't do this. WeWork. Hiring a random outsider can sometimes backfire badly. Also, the reason why I believe nepotism can be a good thing is because it creates stronger, more loyal teams. For instance, let's talk about Hollywood. You ever notice how acting seems to run in families? That's because it's not an accident. Hollywood is basically an elite members-only club, and nepotism is the ultimate VIP pass. Take Will Smith's kids, for example, Jaden and Willow. They had opportunities most young actors could only dream of, but let's be real, if your dad was Will Smith, wouldn't you use that to your advantage? I mean, if my dad was Tom Cruise, I'd probably be in Mission Impossible 15 by now. To be fair, Hollywood is brutal, and if you don't have connections, good luck getting your foot in the door. You see, nepotism is kind of like getting a cheat code in the game. Yeah, it's unfair, but it also keeps the industry full of familiar and trusted names. You see, I was watching a video recently of Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and he talked about how not embracing the hard work that your parents put in is similar to a slap in the face. Now, watch this clip and he'll explain it more.
I'm forever grateful for everything that my dad had to do to get me the opportunities that I have. Yeah. And if I were to run away from that or shy away from it in any way, in my eyes, that's disrespectful to everything he had to go through.
Yeah.
He didn't work as hard as he did for me to not accept and appreciate it. And so I wear it as a badge of honor.
Also, if you look at how people treat LeBron James' son, Bronny, they hate on him simply because of who his father is, as if he didn't put in any kind of work himself. Now, when it comes to people who simply leech off of their parents' success and don't try to make anything for themselves, those are the people who really deserve all the hate in the world. Because your parents' success should be looked at as a pot. If you keep taking from the pot, eventually it will run out. Now, you'll have to put more into it if you want to continue to reap those benefits. You don't just want to kick your feet up and say, hey, my dad worked hard, so I don't have to. No, that's not how that works. And besides all that, nepotism, it's sort of like a global tradition. Nepotism isn't just a business. It's basically how half of history was written. From kings and queens to modern political dynasties, keeping power in the family has always been a thing. Take Singapore's prime minister, for example, Lee Hsien Loong. He's the son of Lee Kuan Yew, the country's founding father. Now, was that nepotism? Absolutely. Does it work? Absolutely it does. Under his leadership, Singapore has become one of the world's most successful economies, and trust me, he had a lot of training to do that. Now compare that to some random guy. If you put some random guy in charge, like some governments, suddenly nepotism doesn't seem like such a bad idea, does it? And besides all that, I'm not saying nepotism is always fair. If your boss's kid is making 6 figures while playing Candy Crush at work, then yeah, that's a problem, obviously. But when done right, nepotism creates stability, trust, and long-term success. So the next time someone complains about a billionaire's kid taking over the family business, just remember, would you trust your life's work to a stranger, or would you hand it to someone who's literally been preparing for this job since birth? Now, I don't usually do this, but I'm, new to the whole YouTube podcasting game. But if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Now, do you think nepotism is fair, or is it just the ultimate cheat code for life? See you next time.